Brady Martin is known for one thing.
To react as he got a pad on it and Hicks.
Martin went to his right and then tried to go back to it. Obviously 4 of those on the power play for the Spitfires. Too much with it and then playoff run.
An NHL scout said this about him. He's not just the best hitter in junior, he'd be one of the best in the NHL right now. But while hitting is his standout element, Martin is more than just a bruiser. He has some great habits, and he's a talented playmaker and scorer who could develop into a high-end play driver. In this video, we're going to break down one of his best games of the season to get a more complete look at his projection, strengths, and weaknesses. The Greyhounds attack up ice here, with Martin in the middle. The puck turns over, but they recover, and Martin drives the net, supporting the forecheck. He gets a pass from a teammate, 2 scoring chances, and steals the puck back and feeds it to the slot for a scoring chance. His stick lift to create that chance was timed perfectly. Martin forechecks again at the start of this shift. He stops multiple breakout attempts from the opposition, knocking the puck back in and showing great hand-eye coordination in the process. And then we see his playmaking again. The point didn't work, but it's still an example of great vision and anticipation. Most prospects would think to shoot in this situation, but Martin sees past defensive layers, the open space, and his teammate skating to fill it. He tried a highly deceptive pass, and if he pulled it off, it would have been an easy scoring chance for his teammate. He's creative, he has some stick handling moves, and he loves controlling the puck and trying things. This style of game has both upsides and downsides. He makes some beautiful passes and angles, some advanced plays, but he can also force some and hold on to possession a bit too long sometimes. He's at his best when combining his creative and physical side with more quick, efficient passing and net drives.
Spirit with the puck now, bring it to center ice. Epperson taken into the boards by Carlisle right at the Greyhound bench. Here's Chase Reed with the puck in the corner now. Reed shoots it off the boards, and that gets by Hayes and goes all the way down the ice, retrieved by...
This is another forecheck shift. Martin takes every occasion to finish hits, and he's very good in board battles. He attracts defenders on his back, protects the puck, creates space for the play, and feeds passes to open teammates.
Again from the point, collides with Epperson. Here comes Martin with the puck now. At the blue line, another penalty coming up to Saginaw.
Here's another great wall play from Martin. This time, he's facing forward, but instead of just getting rid of the puck, he baits a defender, the poke check, and then drives right inside as the opponent imbalances himself.
At the bench by Barch, and the Spirit end up with the puck. There's a long cross-ice pass to Sima. He's checked. Now the Greyhounds have a break. Saginaw caught on a change. Martin going in with a shot. Nice save there by Papineau as Brady Martin is robbed on a breakaway. Puck ends up in the corner. Valeris hit by Martin. And Valeris just gets up, shot, they score! Brady Martin.
Martin understands how to manipulate the position and open plays. That's why he has upside. He can hurt you on the forecheck in multiple different ways, but he's not only a forechecker. He can create advantages for his team and orchestrate plays. He's comfortable handling the puck near defenders, attracting them to create space for others, and making plays through them. And he constantly finishes his routes at the net. That's a great combination of abilities. But while he's creative and skilled, his overall package of abilities is not top level either. So that's why projecting him is a bit harder than some of the other top prospects in the draft. He has average size, and his skating stride also projects as average. And the way he plays, by holding onto the puck and probing the defense for weaknesses, and trying those creative moves isn't all that translatable considering that average size and skating. So if you do select him in the top 10 or even the top 5, you're really banking that his special physicality will translate very well to the NHL. You're also betting that his hockey sense and playmaking vision will be good enough for him to adapt his game and continue to create despite his average pace.
So Saginaw trying to get back in this game. Greyhounds lead at 3-0. Here's Chernyshov.
Martin also has a defensive game that should help him stick at center as he rises in levels. This is a penalty-killing shift. He positions well, scans the ice for threats, blocks shots, and applies pressure on opponents at the right times. He's defending a really good power play, but the next step for him is adding even more urgency and stick details to his game. After the other team re-enters the zone, he does scan behind to spot the passing lane, but he doesn't put his stick down, which gives space to Misa and a pass across. The same thing also happens a bit later in the shift. Those kinds of details should be easy for a player like Martin to add as he matures.
Epperson to the point for Parekh. Side of the net. Back to the point. Parekh fakes a shot. Passes it off in the circle. Gets a return feed. Parekh hesitates. Into the slot. It goes a shot. They score.
We see how his physicality, skill, and vision can combine on a play to create a great scoring chance. He makes contact with the opponent proactively, driving into his space to control the engagement, keeps his hold over the puck, and gets that lane to the back of the cage. He manages to absorb the contact, showing his strength as he rides his edges across the goal line. What's great here is that he's also watching the ice at the same time. He sees that his first teammate is covered, so he waits for the second one to get in position before making a pass through an opponent. And the shift is not over. He goes back in his team's forecheck, stays patient, and gets his stick on the puck not once but twice, launching the attack again and creating another scoring chance for his team. And then he almost creates another one on the forecheck by winning the puck, passing to the slot, and then rushing to the net.
Opportunity there as Martin knocks down his man. Centering pass, hops over Kluche's stick. Here's Gillen with a shot. That's stopped, and Papineau will...
Martin is an easy player to like due to his tenacity and flashes of skills. But he still has to learn to treat the puck with a bit more care, spotting the space he has, which options are really open, and which ones are closed. If he can also improve his skating, he would have more solutions to defensive pressure, and that would open up even more plays for him. Martin's hockey sense is a strength, and he does have some impressive moves and reads in moments, especially one-on-one. But it was a bit hard for us to settle on a grade for that hockey sense. In some shifts, he looked like a high-end thinker of the game, and a highly creative one. But in other moments, he didn't seem to anticipate pressure or the routes of teammates and opponents as well as some of the other top players in the draft. In the end, we settled on a more conservative, above-average grade for his hockey sense, a 6 on our 1 to 9 scale, which is still very good. But that opens up a scenario where Martin's creativity takes more of a backseat in the NHL. More skilled and smarter playmakers could win a power play spot over him. His physicality and developing defense, short passing game, and stick handling may become his most used tools at the NHL level, turning him into more of a middle 6 supportive forward than a top 6 one. But there are more than enough flashes of higher-end abilities in his game to also believe that he could become a top 6 play driver with the right development.
Great save there by Papineau as Brady Martin made a terrific move to get the shot away on the backhand. Here's Epperson. Cross-ice pass to Misa, into the zone. Misa parks himself at the blue line, looking for an outlet pass, gets it across the ice, and a shot by Forgione.
And there's another element that makes him even more likable, and that's the fire with which he plays. Not only is he highly competitive and physical, but he's also a bit of a troublemaker. Evans
Gets it as far as center ice, taken there by Martin. 3 Greyhounds across the line now. Martin with a shot, scores! Brady Martin on the rebound, and we've got some rough stuff going on in the corner after the goal. So just when the Spirit get back in the hockey game, Jim, the Greyhounds turn it up a notch and restore their 2-goal lead. It's 5-3 now.
His desire to make plays and influence the game is a constant. On the power play, at 5-on-5, and on the penalty kill. Here, he skates to the offensive zone in support of a teammate. You see his approach in battles. He makes sure to establish body positioning on the puck, to neutralize the opponent first, and then try to make a play. He wins the battle, turns back into pressure, but steals another puck in the slot and attempts a behind-the-back pass that could have resulted in a great scoring chance. And here's another shift where we see how his skills combine. He creates the entry, attracts multiple defenders, and drops the puck to space for a teammate. He circles the zone, sees his teammate in trouble on the back wall, and gives a cycle option. He enters another battle, and again keeps inside positioning on the puck and his feet moving. He pushes through the opponent and works until he can escape, get off the wall, and send the puck to space. He jumps on the loose puck again, moves it low to high to an open teammate, and he finishes by moving high to replace a pinching defenseman. This was an NHL shift. Martin invited defenders on himself to create space for others, kept the puck in control of his team, won battles, got off the wall, used systemic outlets, went to the net, jumped on loose pucks, and made all of the right rotations. Those habits make Martin a great prospect. He's an easy NHL projection with a solid foundation, and a highly projectable physical element. Again, the main question with him is how much offense he will bring to the NHL level. Is he a 50-point producer or a potential 65 to 80 scorer? We're slightly more conservative in our evaluation. But if he does go in the top 5 in the NHL draft, it's because a team feels that he can reach that higher scoring upside, on top of providing great habits and all of the physical elements that make him so effective. Martin is often compared to Sam Bennett. But when we discussed him, we also brought Nick Suzuki as a comparable sometimes. Suzuki wasn't a big hitter in junior, but apart from that, he played a bit in the same way as Martin, with the same toughness and creativity. If everything goes right in Martin's development, he could become a top 6 center with a game that's made for the playoffs.
Looking to clear the puck, Martin. Good move around him and scores.
Wow.
Brady Martin, there's the response. 6-3, a quick goal from the Sioux's leading point getter.
So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you want more information on Brady Martin, you should check out this article from Daniel G on Elite Prospects. It features track stats, more clips of Martin, and really dives into the nuances of his projection. You can also check out our draft guide that we just released and read our multiple game reports on Martin.